Greeting family worldwide. I hope everyone doing okay. I hope everyone been taking care of themselves during the epidemic of the virus, the coronavirus. Family, I don't make video for pleasure. I don't make video to be popular. I start making some video for the black family, the melanin family that live in worldwide. I notice how deeply you guys falling away from yourself. I notice the lack of understanding you guys that was stolen. You guys can see yourself to make it happen in your own, especially with religions. Our people really don't get it, what's going on in this planet, what always going on in the planet. But today you are in the information age. Like I mentioned before in my other videos, you don't have to read a 6, 7, 9, 10 volume of book to find out what was keeping secret from you, to find out where religions coming from, where Christianity coming from, where Muslim coming from, where the so-called Jewish religions coming from. You don't have any excuse today, family. My friend, my family, when it comes to African people, for those of you that choose to call yourself African, I'm not talking about for many of you that claim to be when you live in the West. If you live in England, you don't claim yourself you're England. If you live in Ireland, you don't claim yourself you're American citizen Ireland. Any other part of the West you live, you don't claim that race to be a part of you. You cannot be an African and African American. You have a nation, you have a race. You must claim that race before your ancestors was brought to America. You never know anything by so-called African American. All these names you have, you claim, such your name, your family name, your culture, the type of food your ancestor used to eat, the color of the clothes they used to put in themselves, the way they tie their hair, the way they locks their hair, the way you used to speak, your mother tongue language, all that was stolen from you when they kidnapped you from the motherland, brought you to the new world. It's nothing new. And you don't have no excuse today to claim you didn't know. Nobody tell you. You do. Family, our ancestors been waiting for us to get our mess together. Our ancestor never serving any religions. Our ancestors have a principle connected with nature, connected with the trees, connected with every living things in this earth. We are a civilization of people. Or 12-year-old African boys, girl already has his PhD by the time they turn 15, due to what they have to be study, learn how to build, learn how to be creative, learn how to do everything that will help them to build a community. They wasn't being told to worship an entity that doesn't look like them, to follow an entity that has nothing to do with them. But today, I take the opportunity to share some light on you guys. For some of you that want to listen, I know many of you will not listen. MALCON Max warning you guys. Marcus Garvey warning you guys. Many are the scholars, many are the elders that tell you living in the West, tell you living in America, what ahead to come if you don't get your mess together. My video always mixing up with a little bit of everything because I have so much in my mind. I have so much to tell you guys. I'm a messenger. I can't hold a message when it comes to me not to spread it around to you guys. I speak other language, but I notice the other patois that I spoke, or people still, I understand sometimes they don't have the technology, they don't have the electricity to charge the phone like we have in most of the world. Like all people that, if you live in, I don't know what's going on now in China with the virus, since many of our people was kicked out, evicted from the apartment a couple weeks ago. But I know other places, the so-called developed country, and England, and many other places, I know even you have to pay for your electricity. You usually receive your electricity, usually has electricity in your house to charge your phone or your cell phone, to charge your laptop or your cell phone. So that message, many of you worldwide will get it if you're looking for information. Family, I noticed this week breaking news, CBS and other topic come up in Yahoo search. We have a couple of African, if they choose themselves African before they pass away. Ministers that call themselves pastor, men of God that die from the coronavirus due to continue open the building to welcome member come to that church, come to that building for services. They claim God is bigger than the coronavirus. But our people is so far away from the truth. They carry a Bible that was created for them. They read in a book. They can't even understand what the book said. That book they read in, family, missing 18 book that was removed from the Vanicans. What do you know about that books that missing? What do you know about the Book of the Dead, the book of the day and night, the book of the Kabbalah. Many of books I can name, but I don't want to make the video too long. What do you know? What what do you know about those books that was removed from the King James book? That book that translated today in multiple language, that was not even your language. The language you see me speaking to you right now is the German and Vogo Latin. That language don't even has a script. It's a bunch of broken words that put together to create a sentence. And most of our people worldwide, if you're in China, you will not, I don't think you're going to read the book in a China language. If you're in Korea, you will not read that book in Korean language. If for most of you from the motherland, from Africa, I'm sure you will read that book. Perhaps, I don't know if they have them translated here in the motherland, in Yoruba, and any other language that we speak. But I know when the European conquer us, or the German, the Greek, the Roman, they swipe away your language. You must speak, the French, you must speak that language, French, which doesn't have script neither, that was given to you. And you also speak that book in English as well. So you do understand a little bit that Bible in your hand. Even many people can read, but read is another thing, is understand what you're reading. Can you break down the code? Can you understand the book of John, the book of Luke? Can you understand the book of Mark? Can you understand any book that was created? And telling you like in Genesis, in the beginning, man was created, woman was created for the ribs of Adam. Now, you can ever get in the God. You can ever get in the powerful creator from a ribs. Because when you slaughter an animal, or when a human being being slaughtered, you know how the ribs look like. I advise you, looking at the ribs look like. You cannot take the creator from a piece of bones from another man. A man cannot make another creator without a woman. Okay? If Adam never conceived, Adam wasn't reproduced with a woman, Adam cannot create Eve. And at the same time, that creator you call God cannot have any son called Jesus you've been calling to. When the son you calling is that sun you looking in the sky all the time, S-U-N. There was no such thing son that was but birth on this earth by that man-made G-O-D you calling God, was created by that man. No, that's never happened. That was a man-made entity from the Europeans that seeking a God for themselves. They make that entity up, and it was sold to you. It was forced in our ancestors, but many of our ancestors wasn't sold out totally. They were still connected with the spirit. They were still connected with the ancestors. They wasn't selling out. They even goes to the Catholic Church, and they were able to connect with the ancestor to those so-called saints that inside that church. But many of us know what was happening, so we wasn't totally sold out, including the Baptist church. They were going to that church to create it this to assembly with our people to know what we have to do to get out in that mess, especially in Haiti. If you think about Haiti, that revolt against those French, the German, those American, those English, the West. Because when I say the West is better to, because if you know who the West is, who they are the Europeans that create a culture because they didn't have any culture. They create that culture for themselves. The Roman has empire. The Greeks has a culture. And definitely you are the first nation on this earth. So you have it all as an African. You has it all. So you do your research, find out who you are before the Roman conquer you, the Greek and the Arab came to your land. Just do your research. You find out. At last, I know I'm all over the place a little bit. My video always mix it up with everything. I have a question for you, family. Where is your God during the coronavirus? Where is Jesus you've been calling for? Where is that entity? Where is that fake man-made you've been worshipped for 2,000 years? Where is he? What kind of master of excuse me, what kind of master that been torture you since slavery, that continue torture you behind door, that don't even think about you if you have food at home, if you have a job right now, if you'll be able to survive 3 months at home without pay, if you'll be able to feed your family, if you even have health care, if you even have a family that will look out for you if you caught up with the virus. Where is that deity? Where is that entity that was created for you to control your mentally stage? Because when I look at our people, the main problem I notice from them, if you question them, who is that man you call him Jesus? What he came for? Who was it? Where he came from? Who his mother? Who his father? They can answer that. Where is that man you call an Allah? Because I had many European Jews that I used to work with. They know I used to follow the Bible. They know I used to read that book. They know I kept the Sabbath. Family, I'm not telling you any lies that I'm not experiences. I was born in the Caribbean. Our parents jumped from Catholic to Protestant to Methodist, and many of us 7 days Adventists. I know what I'm saying when I tell you guys that deity you worship is not real, it's fake. There is no Jesus coming for you from the sky. There is no Jesus gonna come to save you in time of need. Family, if you get up, you go to work, if you get a paycheck every 2 weeks, after the government take every single penny from it, after they suck it up, taking the share, the little net pay you brought home can't even do nothing. You get up, you go make that money. You get up to punch in, punch out from 9 to 5. Or some of us Like some people like me, I will leave my house at 7:50 in the morning. I get home like 11 o'clock. So, enable for me to cover up my bills, I have to work 2 jobs. If I don't, I'm short. I will be falling short and my monthly bills. Yeah. We all struggle. And I can give you an example. I've been home due to the coronavirus for 3 days, 4 days without pay. Because many companies doesn't give benefits anymore the way they used to. So if you don't have sick day, if you don't have personal day to use, vacation day, or if you wasn't working for the company for a long time, you don't have any time saved you can use, or if they choose they not gonna pay you for the time you're going to be out, like if they found a case in your job, they have to close the building to doing cleanup. So I've been there twice. I've been home twice because my company is the essential job. We allowed to open, but if we found somebody tests positive for the coronavirus, or if somebody has symptom, so we have to close the building. And all these days I've been home is without pay. So just think about it, family. If you don't go to work, you will not get pay. If you call out, you will not get pay. And there is no man-made blonde eyes, blue hair, long straight hair, coming, skinny bones coming from the sky, knocking in your door, giving you a check or putting the checks in your inbox for your family. None. That book telling you men don't work, men don't eat. What I try to tell you guys, you can't understand that book, that the entity you worship or create for you is the same entity that create all kind of pain and suffering for you in this planet. Just think about it. Who get wealth in this earth? Is the ministers. They never have to work. They can start from the basement. Before you know it, they have the most giant mega church. Look in your black ministers. I'm not talking about any other race. Just look in most of your black ministers. They came from nothing. As soon as they open the door, they can speak. They have that voice to preach to you. You think they are a man of God. No, they are not. They are deceitful. They are lying. Your book, that Bible, telling you they are a man walking in wolf. They dressing as a wolf to deceive you. And that book tell you, don't let no man deceive you. And that book tell you, did I tell you, you are God? That entity, Jesus, you guys claim that was in the street helping the poor. This man was a rebel. And that wasn't his name neither. Because there is no J in the ancient language. Whatever they claim, whatever they copy, they remove what your ancestor was doing because they can understand our language. They will not understand what we were talking, what we were doing when we were in the temple to educate our people. They can understand that. Just look in the course in your Bible, in your book, including in the Bible. They wrote it there. They designed that course there. This is your ancestor, your ancient Kemet ark. They tap round of the ark, because if they left it there, it is Africa, honey. It's Africa. They have to remove it and then leave it as a cross, showing you an image of that Jesus died on the cross for you. That deity, that low life man that was they claim that's your savior, this man was a rebel that choose he don't want to pay no tax to Caesar. That's what in the book say, pay what for Caesar and give what for God to God. So these are talking about your 10% time and your offering, your pastor pushing on you to pay them. They can drive in the Bentley, they can drive in the Mercedes Benz, they can live in a beautiful neighborhood, and they can go holler at you every time on Saturday, Wednesday, on Sunday for you to bring them your little hard working money. So many of them so wicked, they're looking for you to give them 10% before taxation. Imagine you, the government taking tax and every penny you make, including if your job give you a little bit of bonus, they also take tax from it. Okay? So everything is taxable. This minister doesn't pay tax. And those ministers in the same, they work with the same entity to keep you in bondage, to keep you in slavery, to keep you mentally sick. And you can continue going to them. You can raise your children to continue going to them. Because I notice when we have a baby, we, after 3 months or 4 months later, we dress these little kids in white and then claim we're gonna Christianize these little kids, we're gonna give it back to God. I was one of them, family. Like I said, I'm not telling you something I don't know. From following my mother to religions, come here to the West, I was on and off on that belief. But one time I was at home. I was at my desk working. And it came to me one day when who we are, where human being came from. And that was my wake-up call from my ancestors. And I start searching for the true God which was within me. Because I am the God that you guys call it. That's the name you use. I am that deity you guys calling. You African, that deity you guys calling, and other people. Anytime you birth a little baby, you birth a God. And it is your ancestors that rebirth in that earth. Family, besides I did my study to know the truth, I was following the Sunday services. And when I look the lies, the deceitful on it, and I start looking for all the truth. I start looking for the congregation to go to. And I become across a congregation that all the way in Ohio. And I did some research on them. I looked them up. This congregation, they are the most manipulate mind than any other Sunday worship. Because the Sundays you can wear your makeup, you can dress whatever you want, you can put in your fake weave on, you can do it all. But when he comes to a church that was governed by Mr. Armstrong, when he passed away, the members, it was a church that had thousands of people. When he passed away, this church was divided his son, whoever was in charge, and you know, it was a disaster for what I learned, because I ended up falling under a small group that was breaking from the big group that created their own church. So I was able to follow a church that changed the name, called the Restored Church of God. You guys can look it up if you want. They headquartered in Ohio, and they do have different branch. Some people and they are 7 days Adventists. That's what I get to know, who the 7 days Adventist is. Besides, we have the Asians that have 7 days Adventists. I used to visit them, and other German, here are the people that from the West that also has 7 days service on Saturday. I make many trips, visit them as well. So I didn't like what they were doing, which is always the same thing. I noticed in the Sunday service. So the last one I end up being conquered. So that was I also visit the biggest church in Times Square, New York. That was another same scam, keeping Christmas, worship, all kind, same thing. It just has bigger name. They all fallen in the same umbrella. And the last one I visit, and I contact them, and then I was invited. You have to study the lecture before you attend. You have to follow the rules before you can invite it to the church, to the congregation. So when I was invited, I noticed the discipline they have. So it was totally different from the rest of the world church. And that, I will say, because I was in a position wearing the weave, like I start wearing weave, fake hair, fake nails for some time, and makeup before I was visiting the church, the last church I left. That's the only thing. If our people were able to go to that congregation, so they will have a little bit of discipline to stay away from synthetic hair, makeup, and learn a way of to discipline themselves, which is they call you being trying to be a priest and priestess, a king, to be working with that Christ when he returns. But they are deceitful as well, because they don't know what who that deity they worship on. Because the Muslim, the Arab, the Jewish, the Christianity, they all European man-made religions. They're not from any other deity. They all created politically to control the world economically. And at that church, I was very thankful to learn so much from the same game everybody else play, but in a different form. And they manipulate the way they control people mind, the way they try to be restricted, like they're serving the God. They keep the feasts, they keep all the holidays, they keep the Sabbaths. You have to pay those extra money during every Jewish holidays. And the Jewish created, and they claim the Jews don't keep it straight. They don't want to keep it straight. The Jew hate that Christ. The Jew hate the Jesus you guys created. They worship that Jesus that the Jew hate. They claim they still follow the Old Testament. They follow the Greek Testament as well. It's so much confusion. It's not any different than the Sunday Catholic Roman VANICANs. It's just in a different form, and every other name religion that fallen under that books. But it was a time, family. It was when the ancestors say, it's time for you to get out in that congregation. You have your experience from all of them, so I'm going to teach you who the true God is. You are the God. Family, I never been so free in my life. A couple years ago, I was persecuted by some of the members. That was the wake up call for me to get out. and I was persecuted by members that choose to be above of me, that choose to be, they know better, they in charge. And I wasn't gonna allow it to happen, to allow them to control me. And that was the time for me, after many times, and I reported, talked to the local minister. He apologized, but I don't bite. And I was continue attending service, but my time wasn't yet to get out. So it was one Saturday I was in service, and then I was the same bloody came to me, brethren, and after I have issue with my eyes, and I don't have to go in detail, it's too much story. But this man was pushing me to look in the screen because the congregation where we are studying in Scottsdale doesn't have is a small congregation. It's just video screen. You listen to the main message, to the sermon that was recorded from Hawaii. Family, the point I'm trying to make, it's time for you to get out of the church. Think about where is your minister now in your community. Everybody in quarantine. And I was told some of them, they still try to do service online. They're still looking to receive the 10% collecting plate online. Even they don't see you, they can shake your hand, but they're still looking to get paid. Black people, I know you've been tortured. I know you're mentally sick. I know our ancestor was following this church to keep us alive. We don't need to do that anymore. We can look back who we are, where we came from, where religion come from. We don't have to be pretending to serve a deity that doesn't look like us, that doesn't belong to us, that's never your friend, that's been torturing you, that been slaving you, that continue killing your son and daughter to abortion, to murder them with gun, to lock them behind bar, to torture them with GMO food, to discriminate them over a job, to not giving them loan to open a business for themselves, just like the Arabs when they came here to the US, just like the Indian, just like the Korean, just like the Chinese. Wake up, family. There is no deities coming for you. When you transition, when you die, you're gonna go back to that earth. You're going back to rebirth, to a different deity. You're going back to your ancestors. And you're going to be judged and stand in front of my heart. Your prayer should be the 42 negative confession of my heart. The way you gotta live, the way you gotta walk with your fellow brothers and sisters, the way you have to connect with the earth, the way you have to respect the earth, nature. The earth has law. You must respect what was created in the earth for you. The earth owns you. You don't own the earth. Do not fall in for that game. Do not fall in for that man-made scam that claim you have to be following an entity that going to bring you to heaven. There is no heaven, family. When you die, you go right back to the earth. Including that congregation I used to go. They teach that too. They know your heaven is in the earth. Your hell is in the earth. They know that Jesus they claim is coming back to the earth, which will never happen. Because it's you that the God you're supposed to be taken care of. Stop serving the entity that looking for you to serve them, who doesn't breathe, who doesn't eat, who doesn't need money, who was a thief that was sacrificed with two other thief, and that stick that bury if it was never happened. When you look in Jesus' history, it's all like in the movie in Hollywood. It's man-made. It's never happened. All of our brother that was doing what they doing now, or ancient time is what our people was doing on this planet. They copy. They make a man-made for their God. If you look in religion, they were the most torture people on this earth. They were the one who go out and torture when stealing land, stealing gold, stealing everything, and planting the stick, planting the flag in every continent and giving you a Bible. They're the one who the most sacrifice, human sacrifice on this earth. They're the one who's always doing witchcraft. They're the one who always doing blood sacrifice. Think about it. Family, you should not have any excuse today. Who did the most crime on this earth? Is religions worldwide. It was religion who torture a little boy and little girl. It's religion that murder our people worldwide. It's them that you praying to. It's sad when the blind lead the blind, we all fall in the dish. The books tell you. And you may see so much from this book. Mistranslation in that book. Wake up, or African, before it's too late. I know the psychological, mentally slavery that's in our mind worldwide, especially in the motherland. I know it's hard for you to detach from it, and you will not detach from it. But do it for your son and your daughter. Start teaching them properly food. Start teaching them better, not those that are already in the 20s, because they will not listen to you. It's the babies that coming out now we need to save. We need to save our generation, family. Our ancestors waiting on us. When are we going to take charge of ourselves and our nation? And these pastors you guys follow, family? What do you think they love? Halloween, all this witchcraft, all this Christmas, all these holidays. You see they making money of you. It's all symbolic. The cross is the image of symbolic. You shouldn't be worshipped. The holidays, the food is a symbolic food they create. Everything is a symbolic sexual food you've been eating. You walk away from your natural food your ancestors used to eat for centuries. That's what you don't know who you are. What you eat is what you are. Without eating a proper nutritionist, you will not be knowing yourself. Your melanin will not be developed, tell you how to get things done. Your pine gleam will not be shiny. That book of Solomon, they claim the sun is your pineal. You will not know by you putting trash, garbage in your system, family. And these ministers, believe me, honey, worldwide, they go see the Babalawo. They can keep the church full of people. In Haiti, they all over the Hong Kong, these pastors, to protect themselves. They go worship, they go lying to you, screaming along on Sunday, on Saturday, on Wednesday, any other day they choose to worship. But after the service, they go see the Hong Kong, the Babalawo, the Boko, to line up candles, to doing sacrifice for them. These Christians, they will do all kinds of sacrifice, including the firstborn child. They try to sell and they will try to sacrifice the wife, the mother, enable for them to have power on this earth, family. Those so-called ministers you have here in the United States, they all go see the Babalawo to line up candles for them to seek in power in the church. They all feeding in your energy. They all feeding in your spiritual energy. You're African. If you don't lose everything in your power, you are a spiritual deity. You don't need nobody to hold on to. Connect with your ancestor. Connect with nature. Change your diet. Drink purified water. Change your way of thinking. Stay away from makeup. Stay away from synthetic hair. Stay away from anything that's synthetic, fake, that will keep your mind undeveloped. Stay away from these things. You will know who you are. Connect with your West Africa. Connect with your voodoo. Connect with your dark magic. Connect with the earth. Connect with your Yoruba, Ifa, Orishas. Connect with all your spirit. How do you think we win the revolution in Haiti? It's to all spiritually and the connection we have. We work as a team. We can. How you think a slave people that been stuck here forever, for so long, overcome so much? What do you think even to this day people in Haiti don't take no crap from nobody? They will burn you to death. They will burn whatever you have. If you don't block them, if you don't come their way, by the time you get there, your business, your government crap will be knocked out. We will burn it to the ground. Even they were tortured too. They still torture with the garbage, the type of food, the type of government they have that coming here from the West. Because our people worldwide, they don't have a government. They've been paying by the Western society to keep our people in bondage, to keep our people in slavery. Family, please wake up. Stop afraid of your voodoo. Stop afraid of your dark magic. You are magic. Stop going to this deity who don't have no energy, who don't have no power to tell you anything. Connect with yourself. Connect with your ancestors. You throwing away your culture, and the Western society travel to Haiti to be initiated in our voodoo. They travel to Africa. You never wash it in the ocean, then the ocean festival in Africa. Washing all of our deities when doing the holidays. You see them, they dance, they up there, they dancing, they taking pictures. You see all the French in Africa when doing or voodoo festival yearly, ocean festival, Yemanja festival. You see them all over the planet, they recording, they taking picture. What do you think they're doing it for? They all have a secret society. You see all the European, they in Haiti, including your presidents that go to Haiti to initiate it in our voodoo spirituality. Even they're not gonna get what we know, because I know of Hungan in Haiti. They're not the pure Hungan in Haiti. We're not giving them what we know. You have your ex-president in the United States initiated in Haitian voodoo, paying thousands of dollars to be initiated in our culture in Haiti. And you African here throw it away, claiming it's devil to his witchcraft, and then when they the one who wanna sucking up everything you have. Think about it, family. Everything you're throwing away in your culture, they wanna claim it. They're not stupid. So they can keep you in bondage. They can continue to manipulate you with their technology, with their food, with the air. They can go to your country, do whatever they want to do. They're using all that to manipulate you, to take over your power. It's time for you to claim your power, family. You need to come home. Don't do it for you. Do it for your granddaughter, your grandson that coming in. We need to save these children. Our ancestors torture for us. It's time for you to torture yourself for your children that coming in. Not these teenagers here in the West or all over the world. They will not listen to us. I'm talking about these little babies now that need to be saved. Family, all I'm saying, where is your Jesus, your God, in time of need? Why I'm not seeing these ministers in the community asking the family what they need, if they have the basic need for them to survive during the coronavirus? Where are they? Some of them so ignorant, they even losing their life by ignore the social distance, by bringing you people. And the sad part, the people, the men that die from the coronavirus that choose to open the church, they are black people. That's an ignorant, mentally slave can do to somebody. Don't fall in for that trap. Stay away from this church. And at last, even when all this over, please do not return back to this church. Connect with yourself. Get to know who you are. Ask yourself, where is that God? He wasn't there to save you. He wasn't there for you. Stay away from this church family. They're there to keep you in slavery, because nobody go to heaven. No Jesus gonna come to the earth from you. Nobody gonna save you. You tell me if you wanna be honest with yourself, family. Since when any nation on this planet, after they conquer a family or ancestor, since when anybody come in to save you? Since when anybody come in, I'm gonna help those African. I know who they are. I know I stole from them. It's time for me to give back. You tell me. You can even get any loan to even open a small shop. You can get nothing from them. All I'm saying, these deity you guys following, they're your enemy. This deity you calling on, so-called Jesus, he's your enemy. Stay away from that man-made religions. They're not there to help you. They will not help you. They will not save you. They're there to keep you dumb. They're there to keep you stupid. They're there to continue bringing you back to the plantation in a different form. Stay away and help your family. It's time for you to restore your nation. I advise you, listen to Dr. Ben, listen to Dr. Clark, listen to Dr. Phil Valentine, listen to Dr. Marcus Garvey, listen to Malcolm Max, listen to LANCESCURVE, listen to Chief Ewa, listen to Dr. CHARLE, listen to Dr. Amos William, listen to Dr. John. Many of us, I can name everything in the top of my head. You can learn so much. And that book you follow is a metaphysics book, is a science book that connect with your own organ. You cannot understand that book, and you will not understand that book, family. And then these pastors don't know the hell they're talking about. They can understand that book neither. I'm not talking about science and metaphysics from man-made religions. I'm talking about deep stuff, what your ancestor knows the most, your own body part. Ashe family, take care of yourself. So long. See you next time. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.